Most important thing is using your anger, right? Because when somebody is disrespectful, especially if you're a nice person, you are very quick to forgive people, and that's good for some things, but that's bad if you don't know how to control it. Use your anger to allow you to follow through. And anger should only be used to keep people away, not to get revenge or to attack them. That's the whole point of anger. The point of anger is to get you to act, to confront them, get you to act and get you to act to keep them away from you, never for revenge. That's uncontrollable anger. Because, for example, the story that I said about that girl was keeping me away is disgust, honestly. But that disgust is also filled with some anger. It's like the bitterness of that disgust is the anger, and that anger has no hatred towards her as a person per se. It's more so what she represents to me. That's not something that I want. I wish you the best. I want you to be successful, but please stay the fuck away from me, right? And as long as you practice not hating the person, and you just keep the anger merely strictly to the situation, not the person. In other words, I don't want me and you together. Not I hate you. Not I hope you die. Not this dynamic. I don't like it. It disgusts me. Right? That type of mindset allows you to use anger and stay rational. Because when you use anger, sometimes it could turn into you wanting revenge. And when you do that, now you're getting reattached to that person, and now you liking them, and now you're reinvesting in it, because anger creates a lot of love, but the type of love that's toxic and that's difficult to leave. This type of thing that I'm talking about is a mixture of anger and mindfulness, being present, using your anger like you use a sword. Now, speaking of anger, this is a perfect example of what I call controlled anger. Right, and this example is of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where Will Smith, as we can see it here, he's defeated, is dating a female version of the Terminator, and she's being totally disrespectful. And he's just taking it. Well, let's see what causes that, and how does Carlton Bank, which is his cousin, how does he deal with it? Let's watch.
Janet meet Tony. Tony, Janet.
Okay, so this is his cousin, Janet, and let's watch how she begins being disrespectful.
Hi, Carlton. Hi, Will.
Hey, how you doing, Tony?
Right, she doesn't let him speak to other women.
That's my cousin's best friend.
And notice the facial expression is more fear. There's no anger in his part. There's more fear. And this is why anger is so important, because your anger sometimes can push you past your fears.
Do I look like I care?
Aren't you feeling well, Janet? You seem a little cranky.
And notice how he's speaking completely different than Will Smith. Will Smith speaks in a, oh, watch.
How you doing, Tony? That's my cousin's best friend.
Do I look like I care?
Right?
Aren't you feeling well, Janet? You seem a little cranky.
And that matters. The way that you talk matters, because when somebody's trying to intimidate you, if you don't respond with fear, they tend to get frustrated. And they either get more agitated, which reveals their card, or they start to respect you. And the way that he's talking in a more firm voice. That's your paralanguage.
No, she's just kidding around, Carl, and that's what makes it so much fun.
Will, this is a great jacket.
Thanks.
Right? Okay, that's how he's supposed to act. And notice how she controls him with the eyes.
Jacket.
She's looking at him. She doesn't say a word, because that's how you show your dominance.
Thanks.
Right?
Are you like saying grace or what?
Yeah, I've been praying a lot lately.
And this is the thing about her, like I said. The reason why she has so much control over him is also her willingness to get angry and show it. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I've been intimidated by women who show anger so willingly. Especially when I don't want to leave, there's a certain intimidating factor. The way that she's doing it is toxic, but you guys can sense the soul of what I'm saying, is that you have to be okay with making it awkward for some people. Remember the story of my classmate who he was being made fun of, and we were all drunk, but we didn't notice we were making fun of him, honestly. And one of his friends just told all of us. He was like, hey, I don't like the way you're talking about him. And we noticed we were being disrespectful. It got awkward, but but we all gained respect for him afterwards. But to gain that respect, he had to be okay with getting dirty. He had to be okay with intimidating, with being able to ruin the vibe for the sake of his friend. And only anger, controlled anger, can take you to that place.
William, if you don't stop talking out of the side of your mouth, you're gonna be talking like that permanently.
All right, people, you see, this is when you call the cops. Like somebody, yo, Will Smith, oh my God, this is like his relationship with Jada. Holy crap.
Ew, break out the Midol.
Right, Jazz.
Does he know Janet
Now you're gonna see how Carlton speaks to her.
Jackson?
William, ever since we've got here, you've been going on and on about Carlton this and Carlton that. Boy, save your charm for the girl on your arm.
And she's willing to be disrespectful in front of everyone.
Someone has a rude hat on tonight.
Okay, lots of acts.
William, my soda is warm.
Yo, Gia.
Jesus Christ.
I need more ice.
You need more ice. What?
When he says you need more ice, what? The reason why, this is, if you notice the way she looked at him when he said that, if he would have said, you need more ice, what? She would have just ignored him. But because of the way that he said it, she felt like his authority was a threat to her authority. And the only reason, like I'm going to talk about, the only reason why he feels the need to be aggressive is because she's being unjustifiably aggressive towards someone who doesn't deserve it. So his place of anger comes from a place of righteousness.
I need more ice in my warm soda.
Here we go, watch. And usually this type of behavior comes because somebody was spoiled. Her parents most likely let her behave that way. And so a lot of the times when people act this way, sometimes it's because they're just hoping for somebody to put them in their place. They're hoping for somebody to show to them, putting them in their place in their minds. It means they care. It's like kids whose parents let them do anything. They found their parents allowing them to be disrespectful as a sign of you don't love me. Some kids. And some adults, all they want is somebody to put them in their place. Seriously. Now, you don't do that for that reason. But what I'm telling you is that there's a part of human nature that people, if you just stay looking at appearances, you're just going to see an intimidating girl.
You need more ice, please.
And the firm voice is what matters. And if you look at Will Smith, he's petrified. He's petrified. He has his face is all reactive. There's a lot of emotions. But Carlton is what? Like, I remember how I told you, there's a firmness. His voice is quiet. It's more like the firmness.
Say to me?
He said, you need more ice, please.
Because so he stood up to her, and the way that he stood up to her, the truth was, it was all in his tone of voice, honestly. Because if he would have said, you need more ice, please, what that would have done is made her even more aggressive. And just the tone, like, notice the tone, right? Her, she sounds, there's an emotion, there's anger. Him, there's controlled firmness within himself. And that sturdiness, that ability to stay grounded when you're confronting someone and stay calm comes through doing it. And you don't have to create problems. All you have to do is just confront the little moments, little confrontations in life. You got to pay your bills. You got to fire this person. You got to hire this person. You got to pay. You got to confront this person. You got to tell off this person. You got to speak your mind to this person. Speak to mind. Like, little moments of you standing up for yourself will build up that habit and build up those muscles.
Heads up.
And I can promise you, their fear is invigorating her. But his lack of fear also is conflicting, is fighting against the fear of the room, right? And what that does is that it just shows your inner strength, where everyone else is afraid except you. And some people just want to intimidate you. And all you have to do is stay firm. And the way you do that is just being willing to walk away, like we'll see in this video.
Well, I'm sorry, I've got to say something. Janet, your behavior this evening has been completely unacceptable.
And the reason why he's doing that is because he's not afraid of her. And usually when it comes to people, like, we're not afraid of people killing us, but what we are afraid is of losing them. That's the other metaphor of death, right? We may not die, but we're gonna metaphorically lose them, and that creates fear. And so you'll react like this. But the willingness to leave them is what creates the courage. It's what reflects strength.
Carl, where I come from, manners count for a lot. I'm sorry I've got to say this, but I simply can't sit back and allow this rudeness to continue.
And that comes, and what caused that is anger, right? Anger and being fed up. That's it. It's not fear. He wasn't feeling fear. He was more so feeling contained anger.
You owe every one of us an apology, especially that poor waitress. And if you refuse, we are taking you home and continuing the evening without you. Do I make myself clear?
One, again, it's the right, the willingness to kick her out, the willingness to send her back where she came from, right? And that is what caused this effect.
You know I'm gonna miss him.
This is what happens when women are too domineering. They become this woman. And when women date men who are afraid of them, they become that woman. And when you become that woman, you attract a man like Will Smith. Predator attracts prey. But this predator was really a predator out of self-defense. What she wanted was somebody to take the reins and let her be a woman. And now Carlton is gonna get a woman who is who's feminine in terms of, like, not masculine, like a Terminator, like she was, all because she just wanted to finally trust a man who could domineer her. And domineer is not like a negative term, but put her in her place, right? Some people just want somebody to put them in their place. Like me, I don't mind being put in my place if you're right. Being put in my place is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a negative thing.
Do I make myself clear?
Right? But that's right there. That's human nature. That's human nature. At its finest, that's human nature.
Yes, Carlton.
Right? And you get that response because they just don't know human nature. Right? They're looking at human nature from a place of fear, not from an elevated perspective where you sort of could see everything, not just from the point of view of fear, where you can see the whole panorama. And you develop that ability through a meditation practice, like literally that. Like, that allows you to see the wisdom, knowing this is wisdom, right? Because it's so counterintuitive, but it is true. When you don't take people's shit and you defend yourself, like your child being attacked by a bully, you stand up for your child. If you stand up for yourself from that perspective, from that self-righteous, because notice the reason why he stood up to her was because he felt righteous. He knew what she did was wrong, and he knew that she deserved to be put in her place. Right? Why? Because that was the anger emanating from him. It was the anger that allowed, the righteous anger that allowed Malcolm X to become a civil rights leader. The same with Martin Luther King. The anger. Even Jesus got angry and defended the house of God because he saw people gambling. The righteous anger. Some of you guys get hurt, and because you are so gaslit and you have such low self-esteem, you blame yourself. And you get angry at yourself instead of getting angry at the other person and using that anger to deflect them and push them away. So rather, you push yourself away from yourself and you alienate yourself. And that creates self-hatred, man. And that creates even more lack of self-awareness and more dependency on somebody else. Now, since we're watching how to confront disrespect, this is more of the subtle form of disrespect. This is more of how to confront them in normal conversations. Let's talk about how to prevent people from trying you so that you don't have to punish people. Okay, and that is as important as how to punish people who are disrespectful towards you. And this part is from the 33 Strategies of War, and this is actually from my Robert Greene book club. And if you guys want to join the Robert Greene book club, you can click on the description down below and purchase and become a Patreon supporter. And there you get access to my whole library of Robert Greene books, where I review it in a similar fashion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.